Hello, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to choose a music name for as an artist or as a music producer, how to secure that name online, and what to do if that name is already taken right after this intro. Hi, I'm Autoclave Beats. On this channel, I share helpful information for Afrobeat artists and singers. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing. Now to the topic of what we are discussing today. You need a music name, irrespective of whether you're an artist or you're a music producer, because you want something that is particular to you, that only you has. Think about it the same way you think about opening a business shop. By the time you've created the brand and all of that, usually you have to go and do a name search if you want to register that business with CAC if you're in Nigeria, for example, so that you have that name unique to your business. You want it so that whenever anybody's looking for you as a producer or looking for your songs as an artist, when they Google your name, they see you and only you, are not something else. So it's super important to be able to pick something unique. And that's the reason why your name, the name you currently have, your government name, might not be the best way to go, because chances are that there are so many other people who are bearing the same name. And of course, it just looks cool to have something that is, has that edge for yourself. So with that being said, here are a few things you can do, or ideas rather, for choosing a music name. You want to start, say, maybe with your traditional name. There are a lot of traditional names, traditional African names or middle names that sound very interesting that you could shorten, use a part of, change the spelling for, and, get something original from. Another very, very good place to start from would be a nickname. Do you have a street name? Is this something people already like to call you? If it's something you like and also matches with your brand, that would be my number one choice for you, because there's something about the familiarity when people already know you by a certain name. Because I've seen situations where many people don't even know someone's real name. They know you by your street nickname. So that's a good place to also start. You could also use parts of your surname mixed with your first name or your middle name, or of a thing, or something to do with maybe your past life or something to do with your career. There are so many ideas. So what you want to do is pick a piece of paper and brainstorm as many ideas as you can come with. Trust me, when I say many, if you can get up to 50, that's a good place to start. 5 will be too small, 10 will be too small, 15 will be too small. And I'll explain why that is in a moment. In many cases, you'll be surprised that the name you're trying to come up with already exists out there. You want to Google whatever name you're picking out. If you discover that there's an artist, already established artist out there with the name, who has the same name on social media platforms and all that, or there's a name of a company with that name or anything similar to it, that's a no-no. You want to not use that name, because what happens is you're not going to be able to compete on an SEO level to be able to rank. Because if you put out content either as a producer or as an artist, and someone types in your name, or even types in your name and the song, a lot of times it's still whatever that other artist or the company that comes up. So that's the reason why you don't want to use a name that is already in use, if that's the case. Now, don't be discouraged if you sit in an evening and you're not able to come up with a name just yet. Sometimes these things could take you up to a month to be able to get one and settle on. Some other times it may be instant. So just go through the process. Now, more importantly, once you've found that name, you need to secure that name. Okay? You want to open social media accounts on all the social media platforms with that name. And you want to keep it as consistent as possible. So if it's at Autoclave Beats, for example, like my own social media account, you want to have that same name on Facebook, on Twitter, on IG, on YouTube, everywhere. You want it to be consistent. So if you are using I am on, say, one platform, you want it to be the same on all the other platforms, or who is, or whatever you're adding to it to be able to have that name. You want it to be consistent across all the platforms. You also want to have that name on Spotify. You also want to have that on Apple Music. And the easiest way to do that is by releasing at least a song. If you are using DistroKid, it makes it a lot easy for you to create a verified Spotify account that you can now use and have that as your thing. A step further that is optional, but many people don't usually think about, is creating a website. It's not as hard as you would imagine it is. You have so many websites like Bandzoogle and a couple others that makes it easy for you to have, templates you can use. The key thing is you want to buy the domain name. So www.yournewmusicname.com. Even if you're not yet ready to build a website for your brand, having that domain name on lock is important. And then I forgot to also mention that even if there are social media platforms you don't use as of now, it's important you open those accounts and have them secured so that whenever you do want to go to those platforms, you have it there and somebody else isn't impersonating your brand. So that's something to be aware of. Having a website, especially for an artist, you just need a page. Even if it's just your page, simple page, has your image, has your songs, links to different social media places where they can find your song or streaming platforms, and then just a little bit info about you on just one page is more than enough. If you put all this into practice, you are definitely on your way to have a solid brand. Now, what do you do if you, after watching this video, for example, you discover that your name is already taken? Say you put in your name and you see there's a much more established artist already using the name, or there is a company using the name. It's difficult, but you have to change the name. I understand how sentimental it can be being attached to a name, but for the benefits and for the progress of your business and your music career, either as a producer or as an artist, changing that name is the best thing you can do for yourself. I've been in that situation where I had a previous name I was using, and for several reasons, it didn't quite work out. So I had to change that name to Autoclave. Now, the challenge I had with just Autoclave is the name of an equipment in the laboratory used to sterilize tools you use during experiments and laboratory stuff. So when people type in Autoclave looking for me, they actually find the equipment, and there's absolutely no way that I'm going to outrank that, the Autoclave as a name, being a producer. So I had to make it Autoclave Beats. So I've actually changed my name 3 times in my career, and Autoclave Beats has stood out and it's strong, and it's like a thing of the past, even though I'm saying this, without feeling all the pains I felt when I experienced it. So it's a difficult thing to do, but it's definitely doable. And the sooner you make that change, the better it is for your music career. This has been awesome being with you guys today. I hope you learned something from this. Please leave a comment, ask me questions, let me know what type of videos you want to see me cover in the future. Before you go, check the description. I have links to 5 free beats and a very, very helpful ebook for you. Till next time, have a wonderful day.